everyone, this is Angie Leach with Too Cool Stamping. We're getting a little bit of a late start today. Right as I was about ready to hit the go live button, I got a phone call and I had to take it because it was a reschedule of an appointment I needed to go to. Actually, it was a dog grooming appointment. So I had to take that and then I had to set up everything again. So I apologize for being a little bit late. Hopefully everybody will find us on the feed. So today I'm so excited to share with you all kinds of butterflies. Do you love butterflies as much as me? I hope so, because Stampin' Up's catalog, the Occasions catalog, and the Celebration brochure are both filled with awesome products that coordinate, and they all have the theme of butterflies. So today I wanted to focus on a lot of those items and give you some tips and some tricks and show you maybe some coordination that you didn't realize was happening. And I had said I was gonna show you 2 full projects. I'm actually just gonna show you bits and pieces of projects today because I thought it was more fun to show you the little parts that go together. And so I think you're going to have some fun with the different tips and tricks that we're gonna be using. So to start off, let's talk about the Celebration goodies, because a lot of these that I'm going to focus on today are Celebration selections. They are from the Celebration brochure, and my favorite thing in this catalog is the new Botanical Butterfly Designer Series paper right here at the bottom of page 9. This paper is so versatile, and I'm going to show you lots of different ways you can use it and tips that you can maximize that paper to your benefit. So I think you'll have a lot of fun with that paper. They'll also have the butterfly elements. They're up here on the corner of page 8. And then we'll also be using a little bit of the Organdy ribbon combo pack. You get 5 yards. Let me show you this pack. You get 5 yards of all 5 colors of this ribbon, and this ribbon is so gorgeous. It's nice and flexible, and it's easy to tie. You can even, there's 5 yards, so you get 25 yards in a pack. That doesn't usually happen when you're buying just a spool of ribbon. It's usually 10 yards. So it's a really great product. Now all 3 of those products are they're all Celebration items. So these are items that you can only get when you place a $50 order. You can select one of those items. So if you place a $150 order, that's going to earn you Stampin' Rewards. You'll get 10% in Stampin' Rewards, so you'll have $15 to spend, and you can select all 3 of these awesome products. Or you can just place different orders throughout the Celebration time period, and it lasts through the end of March, so you have plenty of time to earn all of these products. So I wanted to share some different things with you having to do with those products specifically, but there's so much more in the Occasions catalog that go with those products. So the first thing I wanted to share with you, earlier this week I posted a project that we're going to be doing at the kickoff party coming up this Sunday, and I'm so excited about that. I think we have 19 people coming, and we're all going to make 20 cards. The weather, it's a little iffy. We're getting some snow on Saturday with some really high winds, so I'm hoping that Mother Nature will cooperate with us and that we'll still be able to have our event. But anyway, this card here is one that I showed earlier this week on my blog. Super simple card. It uses the really pretty Botanical Butterflies paper in the background, and then this butterfly is actually punched with the Butterfly Duet Punch, and that coordinates with the paper. I'm going to show you that in a minute, how you can maximize that. So then here is my Too Cool version. So you can see how to make this on I believe it was Monday. I can't remember now the date of my blog, but I'm thinking it was around January 14th. I'll have to correct that because I don't remember. Anyway, it was this week. And I also shared at that time that I was going to show you a little tip. So I am going to show you a tip. I'm going to move you down to my workspace so that you can see my hands and see and actually see what I'm doing. I love to talk to you first a little bit though. So we're going to say goodbye for now. We're going to go down. Hold on a minute. Let me flip you around. Okay. And let me turn on some lights here because it's a little dark. on my workspace. All right. So let me show you how you can get this butterfly really easy. Oh, before I do that, let me remind you that you can place orders with me. I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and you can place orders at toocoolstamping.com. I have a Shop Now button right at the top, and if you use this host code, you can earn the Frosted Flowers embellishments, and I forgot to bring them over here, but they are shown right there on the blog, and they are so pretty and soft. And if you place a $75 or more order, you can get one of those for free. And if you place a $75 order, you'll also get a free Celebration selection, so you can get one of these awesome butterfly products as well. So let me show you some tips on how to do let me show you the paper first. Oh my goodness, this paper, I just have some little swatches here to show you. So we're going to be working with this gorgeous paper, and it has all of these beautiful, colorful butterflies in the 5 colors that kind of go throughout the Gingham Gala suite. Gingham Gala, how do you say it? Gala? Anyway, you have 5 colors: Grapefruit Grove, the Lemon Lime Twist, Highland Heather, Balmy Blue, and Daffodil Delight. And all of these are represented in these pretty butterflies. So we're going to be punching those out. And then on the back sides, here's another piece from the same. So you can see it's kind of has a beautiful ombre effect going throughout the paper. And then on the back sides, you'll find black and white images that are either graphic or floral or butterfly. This is my favorite piece of paper from the Botanical Butterflies. It has such a pretty wildflower image, and then the back is polka dots, which is so classic and whimsical. Here's another black and white image that I love because it's that same butterfly duet punch shape. And you can color those in and punch them out. And then a pretty lemon lime twist background. Here's some small butterflies, and I'll show you how you can maximize the punching for those as well. And on the back is a coloring page. So those of you who love to color, you're covered here with that paper. So are you seeing the versatility here? Just so pretty. Here's a lovely background piece in the Highland Heather. And then more butterflies that you can punch out and color if you want to. And then this is one of my favorites as well. It has these beautiful full color printed butterflies. You can hand cut those out, or I'm going to show you a trick where you can use it with the punch as well. And then also my favorite black and white piece is the gingham design that's so trendy right now. So that is a little peek of all of the different pages, all the different patterns for our Botanical Butterflies paper. Now, I wanted to mention I'm having a giveaway at the end, not at the end of this live, but with this Facebook Live, basically. So if you want to participate, all you have to do is comment. And I'm seeing at least one comment. It's kind of hard to see when it's horizontal on the screen here, but if you comment, you will be in my random drawing, and I'm going to be giving away this 4x6 pack of the Botanical Butterflies. So just a little sampling, but you'll have one of every piece, both the back and the front side. So 12 sheets of 4x6 paper. And then I'll also be giving you card supplies to create both of these cards so that you can do that on your own. Okay, so let's show you this trick for maximizing your punches or your butterflies on here with the punch. And what I mean by that is our butterfly duet punch. I love it because it has both of the butterflies on here. It coordinates specifically with the Butterfly Gala stamp set, and you can see here that they have the several different duets of butterflies in different patterns, and I love the versatility of that. And then they also have the bold shapes that you can just stamp a color into the top wings and then the bottom wings, and you have it all done. The thing I love about it is it's actually all one stamp. So that makes it really nice because it's going to line it up perfectly with the Butterfly Duet punch. So that is awesome. The problem comes when you have this little butterfly up here and your butterflies are going in every which direction, and how are you supposed to cut those out? Well, what you want to do is you actually want to take your paper and cut all your butterflies out. So just go right down the center, and then you're going to just snip all of your butterflies apart. So that one's cut off, so we'll forget him. So there's a scrap, but this guy's good. This one's good. So you're just going to go through, make a bunch of strips, and then cut those apart. So you have a lot of just loose butterflies. Well, the problem comes when you're trying to take this little butterfly, and this one almost has a long enough handle that you could actually punch it. So that's great. You can do that, no problem. This one though, I'm having trouble with that one. I can't quite, you can't hardly put that in there and get it all lined up and have a good hold on it. So I'm just going to show you a real quick tip, and it was our tip of the week. And all you do is take just a piece of scrap paper, a strip that is in your trash, put a little dab of snail adhesive on there, and then just tack that on there, and that becomes a handle so that you can punch this out. I didn't realize that this butterfly actually has part of his wing missing. He clipped his wing. Aww. Let's try another one. So once you do that once, you can pull that off. If you get a little bit of paper here on the back, that's no problem. Just peel that off. And I like to just use a strip so I can just tear it off, throw it away, put my next little dab on, stick that on there, and then punch away. So this is the best way I have found to be able to punch out all of the full butterflies from that paper. So that's a really good tip. And then you might need a paper piercer to get that out. You know that's going to be live on camera. All right. It's all going to come out. Sometimes that happens, right? Okay, next I'm going to show you the same thing on this piece of botanical butterfly paper. You're just going to cut these little butterflies out. Same thing. We're going to use the punch. I still have a teeny bit of paper in there. We're going to use that punch the same way. We'll cut these apart and then just have a little dab of snail, and that becomes our handle, so we can easily glide that in and punch. There we go. So you can do that, and you can do that with the whole sheet. And I'm telling you what, I just did an event, and I had punched out all of the butterflies from one sheet, and I had 24 people, I think, at the event. They each used 2 or 3 butterflies, and I still had this many left over. I mean, there are a ton of butterflies in that paper. So this is just a fun thing. Go through and cut out all the butterflies, and then as you're just keep them by your desk, and as you're making projects, you can add those. So I wanted to show the awesome project that we did as our team event, Make and Take, last week. This is a project that it was originally created by Rhonda Wade, and she designed it to be an awesome make and take for our team. And I had so much fun putting this together. I'm sorry about the lights, but I want you to see this. This is a beautiful sampler frame, and I should have taken it out of the frame so it wasn't so crazy glaring. But there we go. This is a little bit better if I tilt it. There we go. The things you learn when you start doing Facebook Lives, right? So this frame I love because it showcases the 3 products that we're talking about. It showcases all of the beautiful botanical butterflies papers. It also showcases the butterfly elements and the organdy ribbon. And all of those things, as I mentioned, you can get for free with a $50 order, each one with a $50 order during celebration. So if you look closely, I use that little butterfly punch right here to pop those up. Can you see how they're popped up a little bit? Just those 2, just to kind of highlight. I love that little look. So that is something that you can do with that, with those little butterflies. You can use those little butterflies anywhere. I love that tip. Okay, so I have so many tips here. I made a list, so I'm going to go through and make sure that I do hit all of the different things that I wanted to talk about. All right, another little tip. We talked about punching out those butterflies. There's another sheet in here. This one is the same type of a thing. It has the black and white butterflies, so you can use your punch on that and do that little trick with the handle so that you can get those butterflies punched out as well. And I thought I had a little piece here. All my pieces are getting confused. Anyway, I'll show you on this one. We have, these are black and white, so you can color these in, and that's one thing I love about this paper is the black and white side, you can alter it whatever color that you want to. So for this one, I'm just going to color with a little bit of pumpkin pie, and you can color the whole butterfly in and then punch it out. Or if you just want to color a little bit of the edges of the wings and make it a multicolored butterfly, of course, you can do that as well. So I'm going to add some lovely lipstick to the inside. And then you can do the same thing, just cut out each individual one and then use that little handle to punch it out. So that's fun. You can use it both ways. We also have another piece in this pack that has that beautiful coloring pattern. And so I love that as well because there's so many different aspects here. You could color the whole thing in, but I like the idea of just coloring in part of the paper. So I'm just going to color the whole thing in lovely lipstick. But when you just color a butterfly, maybe a flower or two, then that kind of has, it's like a spotlight coloring technique. So you can use the black and white as a background or add beautiful colors. And you can do multicolor. Obviously, I'm just doing this to hurry and show you. And I'm using the Stampin' the Stampin' Blends markers, and I'm using the brush tip end. And when you're coloring with that, you can see I'm kind of just painting it on like a paintbrush. You don't want to dig in and color like a crayon. That's going to hurt the tip. But I love how easy it is to color in with the Stampin' Blends markers. Okay, another fun thing to do with this paper, once you do color in a little bit of the butterflies and maybe a few flowers, you can use some Wink of Stella. And if you don't know what that is, oh my gosh, you're missing out. This is a beautiful shimmer that you can just paint on anything. You can paint it on anything. I found out yesterday I was painting it on sequins. There were some sequins that didn't have, they just were kind of plain. They needed a little glimmer. So I painted it on there, and if you let it dry, it works really well. So I don't know if that, there we go, you kind of picks it up with the camera. It's so pretty. It's a little bit subtle. It's not like glitter where it's very, very sparkly and bright. This is just a subtle shimmer, and it's so, so pretty. So I had on the sampler, I actually had this little square down here, and we are using the, I don't know if you can see the shimmer on that, probably not, but you can see how I spotlight colored the butterflies and then just a few flowers and leaves around it, and it just really has a fun effect. So I love that. Okay. Another thing that you can do is this beautiful, I love this beautiful pattern. Obviously, you can just hand cut these out if you want to. You can use the whole thing as a background, or you can actually use your butterfly duet punch to cut out pre-colored butterflies. So if you just slide that in there, so you see what it looks like there with your big butterfly, but you can just go in and put that butterfly duet punch over the top, and look at that. Isn't that pretty? So you can come up with different butterflies for each of the big ones. I love that look. If you get it on there just right, you can kind of maximize, where am I at here? Here we go. There we go. Look at that. That's so pretty. So you can have fun with the smaller butterflies doing that as well. Let's see. Other things I want to share with you. So we have the Duet punch. Of course, when you are punching, let's do some stamping here with our Butterfly Gala. Again, this is the Duet version. You have the small and the large. You're going to stamp with that. And of course, you can color that in the way you want to. I had a video earlier this week. Not earlier this week, it was last week, I think. But I showed how to make this card and this card. I went step by step to show you how to make that. And we talked a lot about the Butterfly Duet and the Butterfly Gala combination. So when you're doing this, you want to stamp first, then you want to do your coloring, then you want to put it in your punch and punch it out, and then you're going to add your butterfly body. If you add your butterfly body first, it may not fit into that little punch area. So that's when you go back and add that. So when you're doing your regular punching, that's not too difficult, right? But what if you just want to stamp one particular or punch one particular butterfly out, and you don't want to ruin a lot of, you know, let's say I want a whole bunch of Calypso Coral large butterflies, and I don't want to waste a lot of paper. So you can just have a strip. I actually cut this one a little bit too big. Let me see if this one's smaller. This one's probably too small. That might work. Nope, it's just a little too small. So cut a strip. This will keep it nice and efficient. If you just wanted some large butterflies, you would just feed your small strip across. Same goes with the small butterflies. Instead of wasting all the big, if you just need the small, then just get a little strip and you can just go from the side, feeding it in that way. Or you could even go, if you just needed one, you could just stick a little strip in this way. The little one's a lot easier because you can go on the edge of a piece. It's the big one that if you just cut a strip that's right the same size as the butterfly, then you can feed it in there. Like this one, I think is probably, yeah, this is the perfect size. So you could just stamp on that and feed that in. Now, what if you just wanted to use the large butterfly, stamping wise, and not the small butterfly? What do? They're all stuck together, right? Well, I'm going to do something right now on live Facebook that might scare some of you, and that is I'm going to cut my stamps apart, and you can do that. And that's the thing I really love about these stamps. They're very versatile, and the photopolymer especially is so easy to cut apart and put back together. So for this one, I'm going to make it so that I can use those stamps separately. Now, I recommend don't just cut a straight line. You can do that and you can put them back together okay, but I like to make it more like a little puzzle piece. So I'm going to cut this way and then I'm going to cut this way. And that way it's going to create, can you see that little groove? There we go. You can see where I made it kind of a little divot in there, a little V shape. That way it's more like a puzzle piece and it's going to fit together nicely when I want to put them back together. So now, can you believe it? Did I scare anybody? Raise your hand if I scared you. So now you can use the big butterfly separate, the small butterfly separate, or if you want to put them back together, you just fit them right back into those little grooves and they're ready to go, and they still coordinate with the punch. So I love that versatility, and that allows you to just stamp your, whoops, I should see what happens. This is what happens when you don't have a piercing mat, that sometimes you don't get the center of your image to transfer the ink because your table might have a little too much give in the middle. So if you have a piercing mat, that's always going to help with the photopolymer. There we go. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so now we've just punched our large, or stamped our large, and now we can punch our large. So you don't have to waste a lot of paper, and you don't have to, you know, if you had to keep that small piece on there, you'd have to waste a lot of paper just to get all of those images. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take you through a couple more of these things. Okay, so in this one we have the wooden elements. There's flowers in there, there are leaves in there, and all kinds of butterfly shapes. This one it uses that black and white. This is the one that you can punch out if you want to, or just use it as a background. Here is just one stamp, so that's what I can make those really easily now when I cut my two butterflies apart, and that's just colored in. These are two more of the elements. I'm going to show you a couple of tricks with those as well in a minute. This is the Butterfly Gala stamp, again the one that we just stamped and colored in with Highland Heather, and you can't see it very well, but I actually colored the rhinestones for that. Oh no, that was this one. I colored the rhinestones Highland Heather. If you use the Stampin' Blends, and I just use the bullet tip end and just very lightly go around on your, while your rhinestones are on your sheet. Don't do it when you're on your project because you might ruin your wood or your paper underneath it. But if you do it on your sheet and then wait for it to dry for just a second and then transfer it onto your project, it works really well. This is another one of those pretty butterfly shapes. And again, we talked about the little ones that we popped up here, the shimmer that we added and color on that. This is just the little butterfly in all the 5 colors, and I stamped on one. So when you cut the stamps apart, it makes it really easy for that. And then a single butterfly shape here. So I mentioned the wood shapes, and I just broke it. See, another made for live TV. Look at that. Aww. It's okay. You know what? A little dab of the liquid multi-purpose glue. That's gonna put that right together. So we saw the large butterfly. This is my favorite because it has such a pretty shape to it. That actually comes and it fits inside. But you can put, it's the same shape as your punch, so you can actually put your cardstock behind it if you wanted to give it a little bit of color. You can also put it behind that outline. And if you're going to mount this, I know a lot of times, like something like this, you can just put on with a glue dot on the back, no problem. This is a little bit more tricky because it's very thin, obviously, and very fragile. Be careful when you're pulling them out of your package. But all you need are some dabs of that liquid multi-purpose glue, and that will stick very nicely. But I love how that goes together. This little shape also matches up with your punch. So the outline stamps can be, you can use your little, where are they? My little butterflies that I punched out here, and stamp or layer those wood pieces on there. Ta-da! So cute. And don't forget about layering with paper. You can pop something like that up with a dimensional or a glue dot. I like to bend the wings. Don't forget to do that too. They look like they've alighted onto your project. So have your butterflies bent wings. That's what I've done here with these cards. I love that it just looks like it's alighted right there on my card. How pretty. The other thing you can do with these pretty shapes is color them. Don't forget that you can match them to your projects with the Stampin' Blends markers. So use that brush tip end. Just color right over the top. I'm using Balmy Blue. And if you want it darker, I mean, the wood is very absorbent, so you could go over it again and put another layer on if you wanted to. So here is, whoops, here's that pretty element. And if you want to, and you know that I do, to add some Wink of Stella on there. Oh, this is really pretty. I'm loving that. That's gonna have to go on a project. Can you see that shimmer? Ooh. So many fun things that you can do with these butterflies. Let's see. I'm going to show you some samples of some other things. This is a card that I received as a swap. It is Rumi Radomski. Sorry if I said her name wrong. She used the Gingham Gala paper, which also coordinates with the whole suite of butterflies, and she just stamped on that and then punched them out. So did I show you the Gingham Gala paper? I love this paper. I have so much of it. It's in its great big pack. But I love all of these colors. The Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lime Twist, the Balmy Blue, Highland Heather, and the Grapefruit Grove. So, so pretty. And the other thing I love is that you have on one side the small checked, and the larger side is the large check, or the other side's the large check. I love that there's a lot of versatility there, and it's all in the same colors as everything else. It's the same colors as your organdy ribbon, so it all matches together. It's the same colors as everything in your paper. It all matches. So there is another way. I wanted to also show you, if you just look in the catalog, a lot of times, I mean, you can obviously go online and find tons of things on, if you're just Google searching or going on Pinterest, you can find tons of things there. But there's some really pretty samples in the catalog. This one just uses the stamp and the colors together, and the sequins. I forgot to bring those over there, but there's also the Gingham Gala sequins that match all of those colors as well. Here they hand cut all of those large butterflies from that blue sheet, so that's cool. Look here, they used some of the other wooden elements, the flowers and the leaves I was talking about, and they colored them in with, it looks like Poppy Parade, maybe some pumpkin pie, and some mossy meadow and old olive, and use that as an embellishment on something that has nothing to do with butterflies. So that's cool. And then I love some of the options over here. We showed the outline of the wooden element layered with a stamped butterfly on the inside and a little bit of ribbon underneath. So pretty. Here's a butterfly layered with some wooden elements underneath. Here's more of those flowers with just the stamped butterfly in the background. There's so many ways to use them, and you get, how many does it say? You get 84 pieces from this wood elements, the butterfly elements pack. So lots and lots of options there. So don't miss that. Trying to make sure, let me look over my list and make sure that I've hit all of the different things that I wanted to talk about. There's just so many ways. I think that I did. Does anyone else have any other different coordinating tips or just tips about the butterflies that they could share? I'd love to hear them. I'm sure I didn't cover all of them. Maybe you've seen something else or discovered something on your own. Please share them below. Be sure to comment. Remember, at the it won't be at the end of this live. I'm actually going to have my prize giveaway open for comments until 9 a.m. tomorrow. So 9 a.m. on Friday. You can, as long as you leave a comment, you will be in the running to win the card supplies to make these 2 cards, as well as the 4x6 pack, sampler pack of all of the paper. So I'll send that to you, and I'll give you a new sheet. I colored on that one. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. I guess it was a little sampler sheet that I colored. So you can win that. I will have that random prize drawing tomorrow at 9. I'll also be having the replay. If you're watching the replay, it's going to be too late for you to do the prize drawing. So you'll definitely want to make sure that you join our Too Cool Stamping VIP group on Facebook. That's the only way that you can see the Facebook Lives as they are happening and to participate in the prize drawing. So please do that. And then if you want to place an order for any of these supplies that we have talked about today, all of the beautiful butterfly images, then you can go to my website. It's toocoolstamping.com. I have a Shop Now button right at the top. And don't forget to use the host code WT6HDCTN And if you have a $75 order using that code, I will send you some frosted floral embellishments. Okay, I did remember something else I wanted to show you. So there are, I didn't bring, what did I do with it? I didn't bring the Beauty Abounds stamp set, but that is another one that also coordinates. So this has some different looks for butterflies. And they have their own framelits that go with it, the beautiful, the Butterfly Beauty Thinlits die. So all of these are really pretty butterflies. They don't necessarily coordinate specifically with the Butterfly Duet Punch, but they certainly, because they're butterflies, are going to coordinate. I love these. They have a layered look. So you'll have two framelits. One gives you, if you can see, one has like the light, balmy blue layer, and then there's the darker Pacific Point layer over the top. Each layer is a different framelit, so that's really fun. So you can mix and match with those as well. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was, let me see where that ended up, the Needlepoint Nook stamp set. And for some reason, I'm not going to find it. Needlepoint Nook has a little butterfly. Oh, for crying out loud. I thought that I had them all. Must be right at the front. Oh, why can't I find it? Somebody tell me what page that's on. Anyway, I'll just show you. So this is one of the papers that has the little butterfly, and it's embroidered. And so that has a pretty butterfly shape that kind of matches the Butterfly Duet shape. Not perfectly, but you get the idea that they're very similar. Here's a little cutout from the Butterfly Beauty Thinlits, and then it also has the pretty stitching. But there's a butterfly actually in there that's stitched. I'm going to find it. You're just going to have to wait. I'll just go page by page. Because it's awesome, and you have to see it. And it must be right at the back. Seriously. Here it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, here is the needle and thread stamp set in the Needlepoint Nook suite. So here's the suite page. But you can see they have the stitched butterfly, and when it has a little highlight behind it, that means that it coordinates with a punch. So you can see that coordinates with the Duet Punch. This one also has a highlight behind it, and that means it coordinates with the Pretty Label Punch. So that's such a pretty set, and it has these little butterflies too that also will look nice as little accents with the butterflies. So there's just butterflies everywhere. I love it. I don't think they have any. Oh, here's a little stitched butterfly on this sample card here. So anyway, I just wanted to make you aware of a lot of the different butterflies and how they coordinate together. I hope that you've seen some different things that will help you put your projects together. And definitely, if you love butterflies, get all of this stuff now. It's so awesome. The bundle pricing is only going to be good through the catalog. So you get 10% off when you buy the Butterfly Gala stamp set with the Butterfly Duet Punch. And you'll definitely want to do that during the life of the Occasions catalog. I'll have some of the numbers on the top of my video so that you will have those readily available, but you can find them in your Occasions catalog and your Celebration catalog as well. If you have any questions, put them on the comment section. I'll go through and answer them. It doesn't matter if it's for the replay or not, so if you have questions there, I will definitely go back and answer as many questions as I see. And I really appreciate you spending some time with me this morning, or whenever you may be watching the replay. I thank you so much. Go to TooCoolStamping.com to place your order. And again, this is Angie with Too Cool Stamping. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.